5 years of war, 4 years of failed talks, negotiations, ceasefires, broken promises, and no real progress towards an end to the Syrian conflict.
The people of Syria want peace and hope, yet all they see is death upon death. All they hear is talk after talks.
Another week, another city, renewed efforts to reignite the flagging peace talks. The foreign ministers of Turkey, Britain and the Gulf states are meeting some of the Syrian opposition in Paris. The aim is simple: saving the peace talks for another round later in the month and easing the plight of people in Syria. The signs currently are not good, but when have they been?
The government will have to be formed through discussion, negotiations, and by mutual consent.
Syrian parties are now coming together to achieve a political settlement.
The regime came but has no intention to implement the Geneva I communique.
The only plan B available is return to war.
But this is the reality across Syria today. Bombed out landscapes across much of the country, uninhabitable towns and cities, and a seemingly direct intention by the regime to target hospitals and public services, draining areas of support. The situation in Aleppo in particular is precarious. And as the conflict enters its 6th year, the death toll has passed 400,000. 11 million people have been displaced.
If Assad does not adhere to this, there will clearly be repercussions, and one of them may be the total destruction of the ceasefire, and they go back to war.
And how do you make progress against the unyielding will of the two sides who are due to talk again? Bashar al-Assad's version of peace is a national unity government which he would still lead. The opposition refuses to accept anything that does not include the ousting of Assad. The Syrian regime, though, is insistent that Assad's fate should not even be on the table. And while politicians scramble to keep negotiations alive, hundreds of thousands in Syria continue to suffer. Francis Collins, The Newsmakers.